Hello everyone. Welcome to the Sustainable Farmhouse project, and today we will give you a quick tour, a brief tour of the whole farm, and we will try to briefly explain the different components of the farm. It's a research project, so what we are trying to do is like on the principles of minimalism, tiny homes, and co-housing, and sustainability, and permaculture, and so all these things we are trying to make a 10 family community, so that they can have the complete ecosystem. They have their housing, their work, they grow their own food, their entertainment, their education, and it's an although we are near a major city, but we are trying to do everything off grid. So we have our own uh, electricity from the solar, we have our own water, we harvest the rainwater also, and we have our own sewerage, and we have our own uh, mechanism for cooking food. So there is nothing we are taking from the city. So we are trying to experiment. There are different things. Every region, every climate have their own dynamics. So we are here in Lahore, Pakistan. So the Southeast Asia, the Punjab region, that's pretty common, all these things, the climate. So we've got 4 seasons here, and it's best for agriculture and animal farming. So anyway, so when we enter, this is the parking area. So we have because we want to um, have the office also here, and we want to promote a little bit tourism also so we needed some space. So if like some people come, they need to park their cars, so we have a parking area, but we want to utilize everything, so every inch of the space. So we put grass here, that's the best thing. So in summers, when we got a lot of grass, so we use this for animal food. On the side edges we put some this is the basil plantation, so we put also some vegetables and some other things. So we try to get there's no decorative or uh, anything which has a use, which can be used for either mostly human food or some of it as animal food, so that we can utilize every space. So this is the parking, and we have a fish pond there, so we use the soil, the earth material from the fish pond, we put in the parking space to raise the level, so that in the monsoon, in the rainy season, there is no water in the parking area. So the topography is very important, which area you raise and which area you need water and which area you don't need water. So the one mistake we made here is that we couldn't give any shade. We have planted fruit trees on both sides, so we need now time to the trees to give the shade for the parking. But if we want to have our own shade, artificial shade, we made the mistake that the orientation was not south facing, so that it's so next time we want to design the parking, it has to be not two sides, only one side parking, and it has to be in a long way from east to west, so that if you put the two walls on the sides, that give you the maximum shade. So anyway, we will talk in detail about the parking later. So from here on the right side, as you can see, there is a walking track. So the walking track, it should be we have tried to calculate everything. So we use the walking track, is the width is about 6 feet, 7 feet, and you have 6 feet from the boundary wall, and you have 5 feet another belt. So you use the two sides along the walkway, the track you use for the vegetables, and you put fruit trees along the line. So on this side, which is with the boundary wall, we try to keep the big trees like the mango, and there are some other local fruits which are like the huge trees, so you need more spacing, so we put 25 feet distance between them. And on the left side, We use the smaller trees like the citrus and pomegranate and other trees, so that we use 12.5. And we put the trees so that even the area below the tree, you get the sunlight, so you use that for vegetable gardening. So even if you put the vegetables on the two sides along the track, all along the perimeter, you get so much vegetable that you do not need any more vegetable area. That's enough, more than enough for the residents. And if you want to commercially sell the vegetables, then of course you need more area, but even this area is more than enough. You cannot manage, but we have some additional vegetable areas because this is the future extension space for this earth back domes. So right now we have this available space, so we are using for vegetables. So now there are some very small details that for example, the edges of the track, we use the bricks, right? But what we are trying to use, if you are doing it on a large scale, then even this bricks becomes a lot of bricks. So, and if you do not use the bricks, then the edges of the vegetable area, they merge with the track, you know, so you need to have a clear edge. So what are the different options? So we are trying to use bamboo, we are trying to use some plantations, we are trying to use bricks. So we are keep trying doing some R&D to see that, because if you are making your own one little farm, then it's okay, you can use anything. But if you want to replicate that in terms of thousands of farms, you know, you're trying to give solutions to the whole world, then you need to really optimize each and every brick, so that you don't need to buy anything, you don't need to, you know, use anything commercial. Whatever is natural, you can use that. So we are trying to work on in that line. So anyway, again, the grass is good for the tracks, you know, so it's like because we use the grass for the goats, so there's nothing wrong with grass as long as you are using it. And it's very good. It's good for taking the rainwater, you know, the water it absorbs. So if you don't put grass, you use just the earth, then it becomes a problem in rain, and or also it becomes dusty. And if you try to put some hard, you know, like brick or soling or concrete, whatever, then it becomes doesn't become sustainable, also doesn't becomes permeable for soaking the rainwater, and also it's very costly. It's not feasible at all. So anyway, so these we tried some moringa trees also here, but as you can see, this mango tree is slow growing, but when it grows it becomes very big. So, and for the vegetables also, like we are using this corn. So what you try to do is you make in segments. There is corn, then there is another one, and then there is a corn, so that if you use one all along the line, then when you harvest it, the space becomes empty for a long time. So if you have like two different things, then it's good, it looks good. So anyway, this is different type of management. Once you start doing it, you can always learn and you can change things. This small space we use as a bamboo forest. So we have planted about 15 bamboo trees, and they are growing good. So it's like we use the bamboo from the market because we have nothing at that place when we started. But it's our responsibility that whatever bamboo we have used, we have planted the same amount of bamboo, so that it's like we giving it back to the nature, you know. So we also wanted to see how does this bamboo grows, and you know how much time it takes. So it's pretty easy. So the bamboo area, you raise the level, because if the water stays here, it's good for the bamboo, you know. So it's good to make a kind of a small wetland, you know, for the bamboo area. So this is the earthback dome, and this is the first time we learned. So we learned it from the Carl Earth website, very good resource for learning about how to make this earth domes. And it was very easy, very cheap, and the best way of the construction, I would say. We put a small a turbine there, a windmill sort of thing. So even if there is little air, this thing, you know, moves, and we can generate like a small LED, the lighting inside. So it's good for the ventilation also. So anyway, so as we go along the track, on our left side, we've tried to make a fish pond, And what we have done is that we make a circular fish pond, and in the center we use the area as an island for a cafe. So we call it a sustainable cafe. So we have just used the mud and the bamboo. So and what we have tried to do is, like, we have planted herbs and flowers that can be used for tea, like this basil and this lemongrass and the rose and other kinds of herbs and flowers. So whatever is growing here will be used as in the cafe as food, you can say. And if you go along with the nature, for example, if you want to eat like cake or biscuits or pastries, something like that, you will have the problem of flies. But if you are using, you are eating fruit, you're peeling a banana, you are peeling an orange, you are taking a bite from the apple, you don't have the problem of flies. So it's so so it's amazing. It's how you go with the nature, and there's no problem. Anyway, the basil is good for as an insect deterrent. So if for the mosquitoes, it's good to have this basil plants. So if you can see that we have used the support of this earth wall, and for the sitting and for the table we have used this bamboo. So here we use the bamboo legs, but another bench we even use the earth for the support. In the center also we make this giant sitting area, and this, so everything using earth. The roof also, as you can see. So the flooring was a challenge. Initially we didn't want to use grass. We thought grass is not good, so we tried different kind of earth flooring, but for the monsoon it's very difficult and to maintain that, as you can see. So what we recommend is that you try to use maximum area for the plantation, and only the minimum area you need for the walking or under the tables. And that area you can here we're doing the mulching for the plants, but for the area, for the sitting area, you use the white gravel. So because it's white, you don't get mosquitoes, and it's easy to maintain. You don't need to construct. So you can use the gray gravel also, the white, whatever you can do, or you can do the mulching. We are using even the bamboo mulching. So for the waste bamboo we cut that. We'll show you the machine for that. We made ourselves, and you can use that also. So this sitting area is our traditional way of sitting. So we use the date leaves mat to, it's not here at the moment, so it's more comfortable to sit on the ground. And on this side is the what is called, is in the process of making, is the kitchen area, or you can say the counter of the cafe. Even that, on the counter we are trying to make with the bamboo, and these are slabs they are used before food preparation. And the roof is the solar. So this is the solar roof, and the walls are made with the cob, the mud. And so this solar, we are using the electricity for putting some fountains in the pond and using for irrigation also, and the lighting at the night. And this we try to make the sun, so using the dish antenna, the concave mirror. The experiment was good. It's not working at the moment. So with the sun, it's enough to boil water within about 15 or 20 minutes. So actually you can make your green tea with no burning, no carbon emission. So anyway, this was the cafe, and this is the duck pond. So we try to make this home for the ducks, where they can lay their eggs. And ducks are they're very messy animals. They are very nasty. So for the duck area we used to fence with this mesh, so that they cannot go outside. Otherwise they tend to disturb uh, the vegetables and other things. So it's better to keep them inside. The chickens have no problem, they can free roam. Okay, for the vegetables, this is the tomato, the spinach, we got the turnip, and a lot of onions and garlic and carrots, reddish, white, red. I don't know, some of them I don't even know how to call them in English, like methi in our language. So a lot of winter vegetables here, a lot of options for that. So it's a blessing. So anyway, this is like an experiment bamboo forest. We try to keep them very near, close. Let's see how it goes. And here this site we plan to make uh, the sustainable toilets, you know, using the leaching beds. Here this area we will try to put non-edible plantation on top of that. So we have already done the design and we'll try to construct that soon. So this is the again the corn maze for animal fodder, and the corn for the humans too. So this is the carrots. This is the other side of the pond. You can see the solar roof there also. And this, as you can see, we are trying to make what you call playscaping, an area for children to play, and using all natural materials so that they can take swing and climb and all that. So we had excess of soil to play with, so we use the fencing with the soil, but I don't recommend that. I think just the bamboo or even the plantation, use the plantation for fencing. Use the, you know, it's liking instead of making this bamboo swing, if we have a big tree, you know, they can just hang the swing with the tree. It's like rather than making a monkey bar with bamboo, or even if bamboo is sustainable, or why don't you have a tree where the children can climb a tree? But unfortunately in this place we didn't have any tree, so we had planted the tree, but you know, it will take years, at least 5 years to the trees to grow. So that's why I always recommend, any space you have and you want to do anything in the future, just plant trees there. If they are fruit trees, that's good. Even if it's not fruity, any kind of tree, you know, everything in nature has some sort of benefit in a way or other. So just put as many trees as you can. A tree can be good for, you know, if you want to make a shed for the goat or cow or whatever, in the summers they are more than happy in just, you know, standing under the shade of a tree. You know, nothing can be more better than that. So rather than making a concrete or brick or whatever. So anyway, so this slide we use a plastic slide. It's very expensive, by the way, but we already now make another plan for that. So anyway, this one is under construction. So the layout was like, this is the walking track, and inside in the center there is a bench and the shade of the tree, so the parents or grandparents can sit there, and on all the 4 sides you have different activities for the children. So we're trying to make the area with the sand, now with the pebbles, and used some used tires or whatever. So we are doing some R&D from the internet. Different people have made different things. You just collect them and try to make a playscape design. This will be the version 1. Then people will comment on that, add more things, and as time passes there will be, you know, it's like an open source project, so people will have more ideas. So eventually someone want to do something like this, he has everything compiled at one place. So this is also under process. This is the residential block, the construction but the sustainable construction we did using the interlocking bricks. So no baked bricks, no burning. So you know, this also called compressed earth block, CEB. So this is the interlocking bricks. I will try to make a more detailed video about that, how to do the construction using sustainable construction using this interlocking bricks, so minimize the use of cement. So, and the layout for this, I will also have another video, that how we use the tiny homes and the co-housing model with this. And everyone have a small studio apartment, you can say, and a courtyard. So if the family is bigger, you have more units. If the family is just a couple or one to a baby, that's enough. So anyway, this is some still some material here. We'll when it's complete, we'll show you another video. We have our own donkey and we have a donkey cart. We use that for all the transportation within the farm, also for children to to have some fun riding. And here we have the central space. This is, we call a small stadium sort of thing, or the core of the farm, where we have our sports and family and corporate events. So we try to make a sitting enclosure like this, so everything using earth, and there is a circular bench all around, and we have planted trees outside all along the perimeter so that you have the shade. So this okay, this is the animal kingdom. So here we have the goat shed, and again using the cob, the walls, and if you can see that there is sunlight under the shed, it's because it's south facing, so in the winter you get the sun, but in summers all along the day from sunrise to sunset you have shade, just because of the right orientation. Otherwise the plot was had different orientation, as you can see from the back wall, but we have to make it at an angle just for the sunlight. So the fencing we used again the bamboo, and you split the bamboo because the goat does not have strength to break the bamboo, so you can split the bamboo into 4 or even 8 strips to make it more economical. The downside, you use less spacing for the bamboo, so the baby goats they do not escape. So after this is the cow. We use buffalo here in Pakistan. The white milk is the more popular, and again the walls have to be very thick and have to be braced, because a buffalo is like a very heavy animal, and if it moves all along the wall, it can break the wall. So the bamboo, the columns also, we need to reinforce them using the mud, and again the roof is also earth roof. So, and as you can see that some of the walls they are maintained well, but some they have it's been exposed, after being to the rain. You can see it's not in a good condition. The hay, you can see that. So what you do is you have to treat the walls using linseed oil to make them water resistant, or if you do not have linseed oil, you can also use acrylic, what is used in the paints. But if you really want to go 100% natural, you can use linseed oil. We made a mistake. We didn't, the roof didn't have the shade on the outside of the walls. If you use just the shade, you can protect them with direct impact of the rain. So after the cow shed, there is the rabbit colony, and again we will make a complete video on the rabbit colony. So we tried different ways to find how happy the rabbits, how can you make a natural habitat for the rabbits underground, and where they can reproduce and they can enjoy, and how you can manage that in winter and summers both. So here we have made 2 residential quarters using the cob, straight walls, straight roof. The roof is sloped from the top, and we have the exhaust on the upper side, so when the hot air rises, it goes along the slope and the outside. And inside we don't use any furniture, we just raise the floor, and so that this you can put your shoes, and you can have a mat for sleeping or sitting using pillows and whatever. So you can see the roof here. So there are a lot of things for the interior. You can have different options. Again, we will talk in detail later, but this is, you can see the wall is very thick, so it's highly insulated, and we use the door even with using bamboo, and we don't recommend making windows, not good for insulation. If you want to have an outside view, you better step outside. So now we are going to the other area. This is also our future extension for the chicken area we are making right now. We are just using for vegetation, and we are making a banana forest on the other side. And this the other side of the roof, if you can see on the top, you can see we have different Maybe I'll show you from the other side. We have different levels of the, because you use the back side of the rooms, the wall we use to make a workshop here. So we are using the workshop for storage and different kind of things. This is again a moringa forest. Moringa, you know, it's a tree leaves you can eat. So imagine you just have food, you know, and very high nutrient food just as a leaf you can eat like a goat or whatever. So it's a very good thing. And here I will show you, you can see the exhaust of the rooms on the top there. So we have different levels of the roof, and this space is we use for the compost. So all the grass or the cuttings or the leaves, so we have here we have the cow dung. We mix it with the grass and other things, and we make our own compost. And for the chickens, we have made the shed here next to the compost area, so that you can see the grill also we try to make with bamboo. You know, the door has the wire mesh, but we are trying to eliminate that, and we use the bamboo to make the grill, the splits of the bamboo. So it works. So everything you can do with bamboo, mud, the combination, you can do almost everything. So if you lead the chickens outside, they are very happy with this compost area because a lot of insects here for them to eat. So this space, we had the bunker office, one of my favorites, but for some reason we have to shut it down. Some change in plan, we are changing the area for that. And that is like, rather than making a wall, you go underground, and you get a lot of earth material to use, and it's insulated, very cool in summers. How to do that was a big challenge, but we managed that. We have all the videos, we will post it later. And this is the sugar cane. So we trying to have all the crops on a small scale. You know, it's like it's not like you have enough sugar cane that you can sell it to make sugar, but it's enough for you to enjoy, you know. So we even have our own cotton, we have wheat, barley, whatever. So in small quantities, because we were doing some research also, and we try to consume that also and have our own food. So that's all about it. So now there are some details which I have not mentioned. For example, the fish pond, it's not just a fish pond, it's a complete new world, you know. The fish pond is not very easy to make. Our mistake was with the slopes. You know, you have to make slopes in steps. You know, use the willow plant for bank erosion. The best way to do that, you can search willow plants bank erosion, you will get some YouTube videos. That is the best natural way to stabilize the slopes. And we try to, because we fill the water, now we are trying to stabilize the slope using bricks or whatever, but it's not working, and it's very difficult. So always stabilize the slopes, make contours, don't make a slope, because especially with the ducks also, they erode the banks, and in heavy monsoon things go out of control. So fish pond, we don't put any feed for the fish, but we have such a good yield, you know. So there's like about 2 kg fish, and so all feed in a natural way, you know. Keep fish is very good for the ecosystem, for integrated farming. It looks beautiful, and we use the water for irrigation also. So anyway, this is something in development, and just stay in touch with us, and we will keep posting you about new ideas we are working on. Thank you very much.